Hello guys, Marvin and here coming to you again. How's everybody doing out there? Welcome back to another comic review. Um, this is what? Episode 96, I think, yeah. Um, four more away, guys. Um, this week was good, very much in my opinion. Um, so let's get right into this. And we're still in May, so we'll kick it off independent, DC, and then we'll end it with Marvel. So we'll kick it in Boom Studios, and we're talking about Paul Jenkins and Carlos Magno's DeathMatch. This is part 5. Once again, the concept is still the same. The heroes are still trying to figure out why they are here and who is putting them up against each other. But now we're getting a little bit more deeper into that. Many of the heroes may have a little bit of secrets of their own that they're keeping from their fellow heroes, and so that's getting a little bit in depth as well as the power of the stadium arena that they're at has been shut down. So now the heroes are trying to come up with a plan to maybe they can escape, maybe they can get help, you name things like that. But there are some individuals who now see this as an opportunity to take out some heroes that they may have some beef with. And that's pretty much what this issue was. It's Mr. Jenkins and Mr. Magno's artwork is really good. It's still moving along pretty well, still at a good pace, but very well, in my opinion. All right, so we move on to DYNAMITE, DYNAMITE, and we're kicking off with issue number 9 of Bionic Woman. Bionic Woman. This is number 9, like I said, and Paul Tobin you could tell he still loves writing Jamie Saunders, aka the Bionic Woman. She is still dealing with the fembots in a sense, and they want freedom of their own. And so she's in Eastern Europe, and these people and the individual fembots who kind of becoming more basically human in a sense. They want freedom of their own, and so Jamie's trying to help them, and Jamie figures she also knows that there are more of them out there, so it's coming to a conclusion by the next issue. But it's been really fun as always, and we get to see Jamie, just do her thing as the Bionic Woman, kick some ass and take names and things like that. Bionic Woman number 9. All right, and we move on to Mask number 6. I like that cover. We got the Shadow on the cover, Zorro, and the Green Hornet. All right. Chris Robinson still doing the writing, and Dennis Carello is still doing the artwork, with the art direction still by Alex Ross. Now I know there's some people that dropped this series because Alex Ross didn't do the whole series, but personally, I like Alex Ross as many as anybody else, but the series has been really good so far. And you got some of my favorite pulp characters in here. So now we've come into who may be running the man behind the Justice Party. The problem is that they really don't know all the details about it, but they know definitely that something is going around. You know what I'm saying? But it was really good to see Black Bat and Zorro. They finally get to meet they're about to meet some of the other heroes. They know that X marks the spot, so now they followed the cookie crumbs to where the rest of the heroes are, which is fine. The head of the Justice League, the Justice Party, he looks like a Cobra Commander. I'm not even joking about that. Let me show you him right here. There he is right there. That guy with the white. He looks like Cobra Commander. I'm not even joking about that. Just all decked out in white, and he has the Green Hornet and Ms. Fury and the Green Llama, I believe. But we're still trying to figure out what happened to the Spider. Where is he at? So that's definitely something. But other than that, it's still been really good. I've been enjoying it very much. All right. Now we'll deal with the Shadow. That is a beautiful cover. Check that cover out. This is issue number 12. And Victor Grishler and Giovanni Timpano, I believe I'm saying his name right, does the artwork. In this issue, Mr. Grishler looks like he took some ideas. He went old school, really old school this time with the Shadow in terms of taking him back to his roots. He's trying to solve the cases, these series of bank robbery heists, and we get to see him use his network, the people that help him, why he comes up with, why he says his famous lines, the Shadow knows, because he has a network of people that get the lowdown on the streets of New York and everything like that. And so we get to see this in this issue, how he hunts down and finds out who these robbers are that have been causing, making these robberies all over New York. So this was just really fun. It was just a really fun read, old school storytelling. Mr. Grishler is still doing a very good job, like I said, from taking over from the realms of Warren Ellis for his first 6-part run. And I've been enjoying what Dynamite has been doing with the Shadow very much. All right, so we move on from Dynamite into IDW, and we got nothing but Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 21. Kevin Eastman still doing the writing, and believe it or not, guys, Kevin Eastman does the artwork in it. So we're going old school artwork from back in the days with the Turtles. If you remember reading Turtles back in the days in the 80s, got the old classic artwork in this. So it was really nostalgic and real fun, definitely. The best thing the thing about this is that the Turtles, they're doing their daily routine, working out and patrolling the streets of New York, and however somebody comes and attacks them. This individual who seems to know parkour and all these savant and all these different styles, and he's playing the Turtles like he's outmatching them, outwitting them, and everything like that. The Turtles seem to be out of their game, and he's making a fool out of them, and also kind of disrespecting their sensei. So you can kind of see, okay, as any martial artist, you don't, that's like sacrilege right there. You don't disrespect one's sensei. So, and it seems like this guy is trying to lead them back to Master Splinter so he can fight the teacher, and it kind of leads there. Now what happens is, afterwards, the individual that is attacking him, he removes his mask to reveal who he is. I'm not gonna spoil who it was, but after a while I started to think, could it be? But it was really good. It was kind of a nice twist, but it was really good to see Kevin Eastman do the artwork as well. I wish he would come back and do a little bit, maybe do some more artwork, but it was really fun. Just a really good one-shot story, and to what's to come next. But other than that, it was just really fun. All right, and so we move on to DC, and I have a few DC for you, and of course we're still doing the covers, so I definitely got to show you the covers. So we kick it off. We kick it off in Dark Knight or Batman. Uh, Greg Hewitts does the writing, and Swizman Kurdransky does the artwork. I hope I'm pronouncing that name right. Don't want to butcher his name. So it says the Guardian of Gotham faces the ultimate failure, as you can see. All right. Where do I begin with this issue? Man, we are Batman is about the Mad Hatter, and we still get more in depth into his childhood and things like that. And you know, it goes from childhood to the present, and we see what happens to him, because in the last issue we saw that a doctor told his parents that they could help stunt his growth by giving him like an experimental drug or something like that. And we see that Mad Hatter, he takes it when he's a kid, and he gets bigger. It's like a growth hormone, and he's all big now. And I'm talking like not just big, but buffed. But also there are side effects to it as well. The side effects being that his hair is falling out and stuff like that. But it gets really in depth into more of the story, which I don't want to spoil because it was really so good. Greg Hewitts is doing such a great job with this title, and he's really going in depth into many of the other classic rogues of Batman. And with this stuff with the Mad Hatter is just superb writing, in my opinion. And you just really you kind of feel for the Hatter in as much, but then sometimes you just look at him like, man, like, what's wrong with you? But it's really good. All right, so we'll move on to Flash number 19. This is Brian Russello is and Marco Takara, and they say Francis Manapul. I think he does the cover. Now the cover I don't want to spoil because the pull-out cover, even though probably people already did, but on my review I'm not going to spoil it for you guys. His greatest tragedy, and basically it says at the hands of, I'm not even going to spoil that, but basically this still continues where the last issue left off, where Flash basically lost his powers. And I did not read Dial H. I'm not going to read it, but he, and still dealing with the fallout of what's going on with the Trickster. However, he gets a little help from some of the other people that were trapped in the Speed Force, like the guy called Turbocharger, who was able to, like, he can turbocharge. He could turbocharge his, like, any kind of object and things like that. And we see Barry use his head in this a lot. He's really using his head and really using, some his wittiness and the training that he's gotten from a police officer. And unfortunately, he really starts to realize that there are other people involved in this, and that the other people that were in the Speed Force, excuse me, I was about to say Spirit Zone, in the Speed Force, they have gained abilities. So now he's looking at Iris West like maybe she has powers as well, because there have been some people that have said they don't, but now he's really getting the residual, and he can feel if somebody, is tapped into the Speed Force in a sense. This cover really is not false advertising. This is Turbocharger on the cover, and this does happen to him. At the end of the book, we see him die by somebody who they've been gearing up to come. I'm not gonna spoil what it is. You kind of should already guess, but I'm not gonna spoil it. I like kind of his look. It's not bad, but yeah, this has been really good, and I'm looking forward to seeing what comes next in issue 20. All right, so we move on to Wrathless of the First Lantern. This is part 12 in Red Lanterns, 19. And Milligan does the writing, and Will Conrad does the artwork. I like his artwork for this. I really did. I think they should keep him on. So sworn to slay their greatest enemy, their own leader. So in this, basically, in the beginning, we're still getting some more in-depth into Rancor. And the woman that he was dating finds out what he truly looks like, and she runs away because Belize comes as well. And you know, he's trying to tell her, look, I was going to tell you, but I didn't want you to look at me as a monster. And she's like, you know, you don't look too bad. Like, she's like, I'm not scared of you, but I can't get into like a love triangle. She thinks Belize is his girlfriend, and so there's like Belize is still just like making Rancor's life, you know, hell, as it already is. And then they get a call. All the Red Lanterns get a call from Atrocitus saying, "Come to me and kill me." Literally kill him. And the whole Red Lantern Corps comes, and they're supposed to try to kill him. However, it's not really that what it's really going. He's feeding off their rage for him, in a sense, and it's making him stronger. And that was kind of a twist, because he's not dying. It's like he's getting stronger from their rage. So he's absorbing their rage, and it's making him very powerful, to the point where he's like, okay, now we're going to Oa to deal what we need to do. And I guess that's what's bringing us now. It's going to bring us to the big finale in this story arc. And once again, like I've said, overall, this has been false advertising. The overall story has not been really good. This Wrath of the First Lantern does not. It hasn't been any wrath. But other than that, that's what it is. All right. And so we move on to Talon number 7. Basically, the Court of Owls commands Bane to kill. So Scott Snyder and James Tynion, co-write this as well, and Glenn March is doing the writing. So everything is starting to come full circle now. We realize that from the get-go, the man who was helping Rose here was helping basically Calvin, supposedly try to take down the Owls. Sebastian Clark is actually, he was the head of the Court of Owls. They say head of, did they say head of, or he's a member of the Court of Owls. He's a former Grand Master of the Court of Owls, and someone who was close to Calvin finds out about it, tries to warn him. Sebastian finds out about it, but she gets away. She's able to get away. But then it comes to fruition that when Calvin finds out, he tells Sebastian, like, where is she? Where's my friend? What did you do to her? And everything like that. And he starts to show, like, he's been pulling Calvin's strings for so long, since he was a kid, when they put him into the Court of Owls when he became a Talon. But it showcases that Sebastian has some help, and that help is with Bane. Now, does Batman show up in this? Yes, he does, and he captures Calvin, and he for a while, but Calvin's able to get away from him because he's an escape artist. However, Bane at the end of the issue kind of ends on a sad note. I don't want to spoil it, but let's just say something bad happens to Calvin big time, which I don't want to spoil, and it kind of ends. It's just like, okay, now where does this go from here? So now it's picking up for anybody who's kind of was losing hope on this title. It's picking back up now for you guys, and now it's like, what the hell? What the hell? Right? Now, we move on to Teen Titans number 19. Scott Liddell still doing the art writing. Eddie Barrows, trapped and terrified by the forces of Raven, Beast Boy, and Trigon. See that? So basically, Trigon is here. He's on Earth along with Raven, and Trigon is he's looking at the world now like, you know, I'm fighting children, you know, everything like that. Wonder Girl can sense Trigon is here. Her armor once again is connected to Trigon somehow. Once again, going back a few issues, and we also get to see Beast Boy in this, which I will show. Here he is at first. But it also says you have to see the last issue of Ravengers to see how he gets like that. And basically, Raven is using him, in a sense. And it's just a pretty decent fight between the Titans and Trigon. And they're trying to figure out what the heck's going on, as well as we get to see Simon in this. You know, Simon says he's in this as well, and it was really interesting. And it makes you wonder, you know, what's Raven is. You can see that Raven's nothing like her father, but it also is to the point of like, why is she doing this? You know, but once again, it's still ugly. I don't like, you know, Raven's look. The mask that she shows, you know, that comes on, it actually can come off her face, but it's just so ugly. And Trigon is really toying with the kids. Like, he's showing them like visions of the past, or they're just things like that. They're just coming. I do like Trigon's look in this. He still looks very demonic and everything like that. Still looks cool. Alright, so we move on to Marvel. Anderson Marvel, and the first one is A+X. This is number 7. Just great fun team ups, guys. That's all it is. The first one is written by Zeb Wells, and Daniel Keown does the artist, and it's between Iron Man and Beast. And pretty much they're there just to they've been called in to look at some kind of prototype like Hulkbuster armor under shield and everything like that. It was really fun, but it kind of ended kind of funny because Bruce Banner comes and he's like, you know, like literally saying like, I'm the smartest there is. You know, it was kind of funny. But the best team up that I liked out of this was between Christopher Yosh and the Orphans Cheaps. They're the artists, and between Thor and Iceman. And in that story, Iceman and Thor are fighting Ymir. They're fighting Ymir. They're fighting Ymir in this, and if Iceman is kind of joking around, Thor's like, you know, stop joking around. We're fighting the king of the frost giants, everything like that. And he opens the coffin of endless winters, and he's using it. And Iceman, I love the line that Iceman uses, because it just shows you once again how people kind of downplay Iceman, in terms of, you get to really understand why this guy is a mega level mutant. So basically, here's the line. I'll even give it to you. Iceman's joking again, and Thor's like, okay, enough. He says, enough. Are you such a fool that you cannot see the threat that everyone is, basically with the coffin and everything like that? And still you joke. And then here's Iceman saying, yeah, I still joke between the X-Men and the Avengers. Grim, Stokey, angry, and everything. Cover is just fine. I joke to keep all of you from going insane. But this, you're right. I'm not taking it serious. I'm not worried about this at all. You know why? Because the endless winters is coming, so he's like, nay. And then Thor says, nay. And he's because these idiots just turned the world into ice. And look what he makes. His giant ice clones. And I'm Iceman. And so you see Iceman take on Ymir, the king of the frost giants. Ymir. And wow. It just showcased. But it was good. It was just fun. So we move on to the Avengers. Number 10. So we got Jonathan Hickman and one of my favorite artists, Mike Deodato, on doing the artwork. So the team is, in this issue's lineup, we have Captain America, Wolverine, Falcon, Smasher, Manifold, and the Hulk in this issue. And it's a mission into Canada. And they're still feeling the ramifications of what happened when Ex-Nerio basically sent all these different pods all over the world. He's all over Earth, trying to reshape it. And it landed in, some landed in Canada. So S.H.I.E.L.D., along with the Department H, joined forces together to figure out what's going on in Canada, and also to figure out what's going on with their team, Omega Flight. Yeah, Omega Flight, which is made up of, where is it? Let me see. Made up of, believe it or not, made up of Wendigo, Violator, some guy called Kingdom, and Box. Here they are right here. So when they go in, when they go in to deal with this, it's kind of like a back and forth, like piece, like, now, then, and that's when the Avengers come in and try to find out what's going on. And that's where everything gets really in depth and gets a little bit secretive, but it was still good storytelling by Hickman. He still knows what he's doing, and it's definitely something is coming. That's basically it. Alright, so we move on to Gambit. Atmos. And James Adams and Clayman and who else is Paco Medina helps Mr. Man as with the artwork as well. So Gambit basically with Jolie, still trying to figure out what's going on with her, and they're still running from Tombstone. However, Rogue comes to see him, and she wants to know what is going on. Why, why, why? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? But Rogue's just trying to look out for Gambit, and she's trying to figure out like why, why are you not telling us what's going on? You haven't been at the school in a while. What's going on? Things like that, and Gambit's kind of in the dark too. He doesn't really know as much as he wants to know, but she's just like, why are you trusting this woman so easily? Why? But definitely Gambit is still just really, it's just been really fun. And Mr. Admis knows what he's doing, pretty much. And we Guardians of the Galaxy. Look who's on the cover. Yeah, the most dangerous woman in the world, Galaxy, Gamora. Bendis and McNiven, as well as Sarah Pacelli, yeah, who's been doing such great artwork on Ultimate Spider-Man, is going to be coming on to Guardians of the Galaxy. Great. Steve McNiven and her do artwork together. And the Guardians are in London and trying to deal with an invasion by this alien group known as, what are they called? The Bandoon. Doom? Yeah, I believe that's what they're called. And they're handling themselves, and it's funny because the Badu, I believe I'm saying it right, have cut off contact. They can't, like, London is like in this bubble, no kind of signal can get out. So Star-Lord is like, Stark, is there any kind of like X-Men or like, Avenger like team in Britain? And he's like, yeah, there's Captain Britain leads it, and he's like, is he any good? And he's like, well, not really. And I'm like, what? Like, come on, you really dissing, downplaying Captain Britain? Like, that's bull. I was a little heated about that. I'm like, what? But we see them really handling themselves against, protecting the Guardians, protecting, the city of London. And Rocket Raccoon is planet Groot in like a planet pottery so he can regrow, because we all know Groot can regrow. As long as there's a piece of Groot around, he'll regrow himself, but it's going to take some time. And basically we also get to see what Star-Lord's father has been up to, and it also goes back to why Earth is off limits. And we see all these different people in this council, which I'll name off for you. Okay, so we got Spartarax, basically the King of Spartarax, basically Peter Quill's father. We have the Supreme Intelligent of the Kree Empire. We have Gladiator of the Shi'ar. We have Annihilus. It says Young Annihilus, leader of the Negative Zone, and our host, the Queen of the Brood, Frigga of the All Mothers, and the Y-Guard of the Brotherhood of the Bagoon. I think I'm saying the name wrong. And we really get into in depth into why why they feel that the Earth is off limits and everything like that, and why nobody's allowed to go there. Other extraterrestrials are able to go there, and they really get in depth into it. But it's really getting crazy. Definitely. Definitely. Okay, so we move on to Journey into Mystery. 651. Catherine Emma still does the writing. And this is just a fun tale. With the whole Asgardian cast here. Thor, Fandor, Holgon, Volstagg, Lady Sif. And it's dealing with, they're battling a furnace wolf. The furnace wolf in this. Fenris, I hope I'm saying it right. That's basically what it is. But it was just really good storytelling. It was fun. I liked it. And also it has a lot to do with Volstagg's daughter, who was also in it, because she kind of spotted the dog, the wolf. So she's trying to tell her dad, and so all the rest of the Asgardian cast, they come and deal with the wolf in a sense. But just very good storytelling. It was just a really one-shot story before they get into the next story arc, which brings back old Horseface himself, Beta Ray Bill, a past lover of actually Lady Sif. Yeah, Lady Sif and old Horseface used to date. All right. New Avengers, number 5. Jonathan Hickman and Steven Epperman still do the artwork. Very good. This is, in a sense, the story of Black Swan. We get to see who she is, where she's from, why she's like this, everything like that. And a lot of it deals with what's to come once again. And she's trying to tell the rest of the Illuminati, like, are you really prepared to do what you need to do to, stop whatever's coming? Her story was fine. It was really interesting. We see that she actually is from royalty, actually, and then she is taken by this group called the Black Swans. There were more of her. She's not the only one, which was really interesting. I was really in depth into that. She had a brother, everything. And we also get to see that I don't want to spoil it, but the team might have to go somewhere, let's just say to a place like, I don't want to spoil it. Not at all. So I'm gonna leave it alone by that, guys. Definitely gonna leave that alone. Yeah, I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to spoil it, but it was good. That was really good storytelling. I thought that was fine. I kind of liked the story that they told about Black Swan, who she is, and things like that. And I thought that was really fun. Alright, so we move on to All the Power and None of the Responsibility. Scarlet Spider, number 16. That cover, they are really loving to use that cover, don't you think? But it's fine. Alright, so Chris Rios is still doing the writing, and Koi Pham is doing the artwork. Now, it seems that there's a letter to Kane from Julia Carpenter, Madam Web here, in the writing, and basically it's saying you have to leave. She's coming back. Everyone will die. You have to leave. Go to Mexico like you wanted. She'll kill them all. I was wrong. I was wrong. I'm so sorry. Please leave. Please leave Houston. and that was from Julia Carpenter, the Madam Web. And basically, we see, you know, Kane still trying to deal with the outcome of what happened in the last issue. Now, and basically, what was really funny is the fact that I got to show this off. Kane knows right here. He even says it, not him. He knows that that's not Peter. He knows that. He's like, that's not him, not him. And, you know, he goes on from there. However, he gets called in by his friends. They're like, yo, hey, come on, we're gonna go out. And they take him off to go to a rodeo, which is really funny. He takes him off to a rodeo, and he's there at the rodeo, and Kane is like, somebody kill me now. Oh God, like, kill me. And you know, I'm always mispronouncing her name. Aranceli, so I know I'm butchering her name. You know, the girl he's with, you know, protecting. She's having a blast. Kane's not. And all of a sudden, Kane, he meets up with Annabelle again, the girl that's been in a couple of issues before, the one who works in the bar at the Four Seasons Hotel. And she's like, "Oh, Kane, it's so good to see you." And she hugs him, and he's like, "Okay, yeah, all right, now." And she runs, and you just see they zoom in on her eyes, and she starts to like water up, and they're like, "You idiot! Like, she likes you. Like, go." And he's like, "I'm not gonna have her fall for me," and everything like that. And it gets from there. It gets really interesting. We see that she had a other boyfriend and everything like that. Like, she broke up with the guy, and you know, Kane's just like, you know, who's this guy? Like, and he's like, guy's pushing her around, and Kane's just getting pissed off. He's like, "You mother," and I should rip your head off, but he's not. All of a sudden, the rodeo gets crashed by the Armadillo, a classic character from Marvel we haven't seen in a long time. He's actually a part of he actually showcases that he was kicked off. He was fired from the Rangers, the superhero team that protects the Southwest, Houston, and everything like that. And they're trying to figure out, okay, where is he now? Because sometimes Armadillo is a good guy, and then he's a bad guy sometimes. And he's just really like yelling out. He's like, "Ah, look at me, look at me, look at me," everything like that. And it's like, okay, he's not really hurting anybody, but something is wrong, and we find out what is wrong. We find out what is wrong, and it was sweet. This was a nice, sweet issue where basically Kane finds out that he's upset over his girlfriend leaving him. And next, because Kane's like, is he crying? Like, what's going on? And all of a sudden, it kind of ends on a happy note in a sense. He starts to tell, he's like, yeah, I love her and everything like that, and she comes. She comes and tells him, like, I love you too. And it was like, here you go, right here. It was sweet. I was like, okay. But yeah, it ends as well on a good note for Kane in a sense, because Kane goes to see Annabelle and her ex, and Kane just knocks the crap out of him. And then he plays tonsil hockey with Annabelle. But here was the real kicker, because you know who was watching them? Who's that at the bottom? Kraven the Hunter and his daughter. So something's coming. And then, of course, there's something else at the end, which I'm not going to spoil. But it's all gearing up. But the next issue, I think, is dealing with Kane meeting Wolverine. But yeah, still something is coming. Chris Rios is still doing a good job. Something is coming. Ultimate Comics number Spider-Man 22. The end of the Venom Wars. Bendis and Pichelli does the artwork in this. This was superb. Very, very, very good. So, oh my God. I really don't want to spoil anything in this at all. All I'm going to say is you see why in this Miles gives up being Spider-Man. And I felt so bad for him. Almost, my eyes got misty while reading this. And I just kept saying, oh, Miles. You know, but I won't spoil this at all. This was fine writing. Very fine, very good, but good stuff. Uncanny Avengers number 7. Rick Remender and Daniel Acuna, I hope I'm saying his name, yeah, is doing the artwork on this. So this is the fallout of what happened in the issue before, or issue 5. What happened with, everybody saw Rogue do what she did to the Grim Reaper. Now, some people are looking at it like, okay, she was defending herself, she was defending the Avengers, everything like that. And some people are not. So they're kind of pushing her to the side in a sense. But Thor is behind her like, no, we have to stand with Rogue on this. But we also get to see that there's still some stuff coming with the Celestials, as well as the outcome of what happened in last issue too. Everything is starting to come fruition for what happened in that last issue. For example, the words that Odin told Thor when he was younger back in issue number 7, in issue number 6, which I really don't want to spoil, but it does. There's this group called the Apocalypse Twins, which are really interesting as well, and what they're planning to do, I don't want to spoil anymore, but everything is coming back to that issue before, and especially between Thor and what happened, especially with his axe. Remember his axe when he was in his youth, which I'm not gonna try to pronounce again, but yeah, it's getting there. But this is a good setup to what's to come next, what's coming now. But yeah, very good. All right, and Wolverine and the X-Men number 28. Aarons and Perez. I'm kind of glad this is the final part of the story with Dog. Was it bad? No, it wasn't bad, but it was a mixture of and because there are probably not a lot of people who read Origins, the famous story Origins, where we got to see, you know, Wolverine's family and things like that. So some people are like, okay, who's Dog? I don't remember him, you know. So for those people that I can probably understand that, but even to me who know who Dog is and who's read Origin, you know, it still was like, But other than that, it's just a brother spat in a sense with the kids kind of in between everything. But it's basically, it's leading into what's to come with the health, what are the Hellfire Academy, I believe. yeah, the Hellfire Academy. You know, that what we saw between, you know, all the other individuals like Sauron and people like that. And that's pretty much it. That's all. So we move on to the last book. And Young Avengers 4. Kieran Gillen and who is this? Who's doing the artwork on this? McKelvey, I believe you're right. It seems that this is coming to an end in a sense, finally. But it was good to see Kate and Novar, or Marvel Boy, and we see that the mother, that, you know, the person that Wiccan had summoned, is bringing all the forces around after the kids and everything like that. I love Kate and Novar. Their relationship is really cool. I love, you know, they showcase Novar a lot in this. And every time they call him Marvel Boy, he's like, Novar, my name's Novar, stop calling me that. And I love the line when he uses, when he saves, you know, the guys. I love when he says, he says, come with me if you want to be awesome. So I was like, okay, that was kind of funny. But it was really funny. It was really good. It's getting there, guys. It's not that bad. For all you guys out there that's like, you know, I don't get where this is going. It's not that bad. But the basic line is we get to see a lot of things. For example, Kate, she gets a new bow and arrow weapon from, you know, I guess from you know, Marvel Boy, Novar. She makes a, like, I'll show you right here. There you go. It's really cool. It was fun. It was interesting. And in the meantime, while they kind of, you know, stall because, you know, Loki axes, you know, I can stop all this, but you have to give me your powers. Basically, that's what he said to Wiccan. And in the meantime, the kids got a. It kind of, Loki kind of does something that at the end that I'm not gonna spoil, but it's just like, what can you expect from the God of Mischief, right? And it kind of ends on it like, okay, you know, Miss America's like, all right, let's get ready, because I love how she says it. She says, I know what to do, and because everybody's like, oh God, and then, you know, Wiccan's like, my fault, I don't know what to say. And I love how, you know, Miss America, she says, oh yeah, I do, but you guys are rated PG-13. And I was like, okay, that's kind of funny. But this is supposed to be included. The conclusion of this story arc will end the next issue. But other than that, it was great to see Katie, and it was good to see Novar. You know, that's about it. That's it. But other than that, guys, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed what you saw. I'll see you guys next time. And other than that, this is Mama and Kid saying peace, one love, stay tuned, keep it real. 4 more episodes left to that 100th episode. And I'll see you guys next time. And let's hear what you guys picked up. I'll take care. Okay, forgot one more thing. I forgot to tell you guys. Quick. Totally forgot to do this. To stay tuned on Dark Avenger Inc. because I have 2 reviews going up on there as well. Dark Avenger Inc. Plus. between these two books, Jinrise #4 and Katana #3. So stay tuned. Go over to Dark Avenger Inc. guys, plus to check out what I thought about these two books. And other than that, you guys take care.